it's Laura and welcome back to my channel. So this is the look that I'm going to be showing you how to do today. It's a really pretty nude, like holiday look, or just like an anything look if you like, just sort of more natural. This is not natural, let me tell you that. But just a little more subtle eye look and just sort of face overall. You can definitely change this lip and do like a red lip, burgundy, a deeper red color, really anything, and it will go with this eye look because it is just so sort of neutral. I used the Naked Honey by Urban Decay for this look. I really only used a couple shades in the palette. If you're considering getting a neutral eye palette, which I mean a lot of people have, but I almost didn't buy this because I feel like you have these colors in some variety of eyeshadow palettes, but something about these, they're just really beautiful. I use this palette way more than I anticipated using it. The shimmers are beautiful, the mattes are gorgeous, super easy to blend. I believe this is about a $50 palette. They do have a holiday set out right now that has like a bunch of different items, you know, sort of all together. It makes a really good gift. Just a really useful palette for somebody who, you know, needs something good in their makeup collection that's a good sort of neutral. This does not have a black. It's really all sort of browns and like with that honey undertone, hence warm, yeah, honey. Says the palette, but I do love it very much. It's just really beautiful, like I said. So if you're interested in learning how to do this look, just keep watching, and again, don't forget to subscribe and let me know if you have anything to say down in the comments below. Thanks. So to start off today, all I'm going to do is prep my eyes. I'm going to use the Anastasia Eye Primer. So this is just the only eye primer that I think she currently has, just with a tiny bit of that. I'm just going to put, don't mind the sound in the background. That's the dog who won't leave me alone to do anything in peace. And he's chewing on a bug. So we're just going to deal with it. And then we're going to do a little here. Just a tiny bit because this is so white. It does create a nice base, but it is quite light. So then just going in to set that with some of the Maybelline Fit Me powder, and this is in the color Fair Light 10. I'm just going to go ahead and take just like any fluffy brush. This is just a Real Techniques brush. I'm just setting this lightly. Then I'm going to go in with the Naked Honey palette. So I was inspired by this look by Kim Kardashian. I know, I mean, she's just always beautiful, but this is the photo, if I can get it to stay in any one direction. Her makeup is just really pretty here and super soft. The colors I'm going to use are a bit warmer, but it's just really sort of soft and pretty and really good for the holidays. So I'm going to go in with this color Hive. It's this color right here, and just on a big fluffy brush. So this is a Morphe 518 brush. I'm just going to go ahead and put this right up into the crease, and really I'm going to go fairly high up with it. I'm going to bring this all the way out. So once we get to about here, which looks like crazy and like nothing, we're going to take another, I'm just going to go in with another clean brush. And this is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe. Actually, I don't want that one. I'm going to use this is a Wacom E14 brush. And we're just going to buff out these edges a lot. I'm actually going to go in with a little bit of this color Swarm. It's this color here. Just a touch of it. And use that to blend out the color Hive. Then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cut this crease and we're going to add just a matte shadow to the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and take some more of the Anastasia primer. And just taking a little bit of that, and I'm just going to take a flat brush. I'm going to go ahead and take this MAC 242 brush, just a flat brush. I'll take a little bit of this product and I'm going to put it down on my lid, and then I'm going to go ahead and look up. And I'm just going to kind of follow the lines that it creates for me. Then so I'm going to do a wing here. So I'm going to wing this out as well. It's a little tricky to decide where to do this. So I'm going to come all the way out. I'm going to clean all this up, but just to give myself enough space to work with here. Then I'm going to go in with this color Sweet, which is this light color right here. I'm just taking a different flat, clean brush. Mostly clean brush. I'm going to go ahead. This is just like a dual-ended Urban Decay brush that came with an old palette. I'm just going to pat this color on the lid. If anyone has a bulldog, you know what's happening right now. Bones are flying. We're searching for the best toy. I can't do anything in peace. Okay, so this is what we sleep all day, the whole day. But right now we're awake, and we're very rambunctious and playful. So this is what we're gonna end up with, and then what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm going to do a winged liner. So I'm going to use the NYX Gel Liner. This isn't just the color Jet Black. I love this gel liner. I think it's great and it stays really well. And then my favorite brush, if I can find it in the hoard of brushes, is the Sigma E06. So it's like teeny tiny brush, but it is the best gel liner brush in my opinion. I repurchased this brush. It lasts a while, and it's only like $16, but I do love it. So I'm going to go ahead and let me zoom you in for this because I feel like a lot of people ask me how I do this. I'm going to line the lash line first. And you could even do this with like any liner that you prefer. Sometimes, like I have the Kat Von D liner. Some people use the Stila. Whatever you prefer, but this is how I do it. So first I line my waterline or my lash line, and then I'm going to take, so I usually put a little product on the brush, and then I just wipe it off on my hand. And then I'm going to follow my lower lash line to decide where the outer wing is going to go. So for me, going to be about here. Then I'm not going to go all the way from the farthest edge. I'm actually going to come in a little more before I bring it in. So I hold this a little bit. Don't pull it too tight or it will manipulate the shape of the wing. I'm just gonna connect it. Then we're gonna fill it in. And then I just like to sharpen up that wing a little bit on the edge. And then you don't want to like leave this sort of weird lump that you have here. So I'm just going to smooth it out. Just making it like a smoother gradient. And make sure you fill in this little, any gaps in the lash line. You see any like weird bumps? Like I feel like it needs a little more right there. My liner's also like a tad bit dry, so it's a little harder to work with. So now that our eyes are done, again, they're like sisters, not twins, so just make them as symmetrical as you possibly can. I'm going to take a makeup wipe and just clean up any liner or like any shadow that we don't want. So really I'm just going to follow the line of the eyeliner. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to prime my face. So this is the Oil and Shine Control Primer. This is by Smashbox. It's one of their newer primers. I'm also going to take all the black off my hands from our liner. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little like pea size into my fingers, and I'm going to put that primarily into my T-zone where I would get most oily. Then today I'm going to be using the Milk Makeup foundation stick in the color Golden Sand, and I'm going to just put this all over my face. This one is a pretty good match for me. You can always add more, so I wouldn't go, I always put a lot of foundation on, but certainly you don't have to put this much on. You can start with just a little bit and then add on after it. Then I'm just going to go in with the Eco Tools. This is just a flat brush that's actually for creams, and I'm going to buff this out. I got these at Walgreens. So then I'm going to go in and I'm going to do a cream contour. So I'm going to go ahead with the Curvy Contour Stick, the Clinique Chubby Stick. We're just going to do a line here. I like to go higher because I'm going to buff it down. If you start too low, then it's really hard to sort of bring it up to where you want it. Some here, some here. One here and one here. Then going in with the medium size Eco Tools brush. They come in a pack of 3. I'm going to buff this out down here. I'm actually going to swap to a beauty blender. So once you have that nice and buffed out, I'm going to go ahead and put my concealer on. So I'm going to color correct today. I've been really tired, so I feel like I have these eye bags. This is the Giorgio Armani color corrector in the color, I think it's number 2. I want to say it's called Peach. They have a few colors. I don't love the applicator on this. It's this like kind of weird little wand. It's not like my favorite thing, but the color is quite good. And it's really easy to blend out and doesn't slide around. That's not where you want it. Maybe it's like the makeup gods being like, that's how tired you are, that your nose needs color correcting. Your under nose, not even your nose, your under nose. And then just take my beauty blender and just buff that out. I do feel like it makes a difference in the way my under eyes look, especially when I'm feeling like I have particular like dark eyes. And then I'm going to go in with the Nars Creamy Concealer. So I'm going to use the colors Custard and Ginger. So I'm going to use the color Custard, which is the lighter of the two, on the inner sides of my eye here, just because that's where I want it the brightest. And then I'm going to use just a little bit of ginger on the outsides. So I'm just going to kind of tap it just like that. And then again with the beauty blender, I'm just going to go ahead and buff this out. I am going to like do it right up the sides of my nose just to give myself a little more schnoz contour. And then here where we connect our contour and our concealer, I'm just going to use the stubby end and just blend those together just a little bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and go in with a cream highlight. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand. This is in the color Spotlight. I don't know if they have more than one color. They might have two. And then it's like this funny squeezy. So I'm just going to tap a little here. This is a very subtle highlight. It looks like a lot here. Once you buff it out, it's really not. Then we're just going to do a little here, a little here. A little up the bridge of our nose. And then I'm going to take sort of the side of our beauty sponge and just blend that out. And it just gives this really pretty sheen. It's very skin-like, it's very natural. I am going to highlight, I'm going to go back in with that Custard and just highlight here a little bit and highlight up here a little bit. Then I'm going to go in, back in with the Maybelline Fit Me powder. I'm actually going to use a different sponge for this. This is like the Real Techniques. It's like actually a powder sponge that they came out with. It's kind of fuzzy. What I'm first going to do is take my regular beauty blender and just tap out any lines I might have got from just my eye creasing. Then I'm going to take the powder on this sponge and just tap it in. And I am going to go just right up the bridge of my nose. So that will just give you more of a contoured nose. Then I'm going to do the same to the other side. I have a meaty, oops. It's okay, we'll fix that. Tip of my nose. Then just tap whatever is left here and here. And then let me just brush this away, just right down the center. I'm just gonna kind of get rid of that and I'll fix that. So we'll let that sit just for a second. I don't usually let it sit for too long. I just want it to sit enough so that way it sort of sucks up any extra moistness from the concealer so it doesn't crease, and then just wipe it away. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill in my brows. So I'm going to use the Benefit Precisely My Brow. Again, just like a skinny brow pencil as usual. And then I'm going to take the spoolie end and I'm going to just comb my brows up. And I usually line the bottom. And then just following the natural shape of my brow. So just to give the brow a little more definition, I'm going to take some lighter concealer in the color Custard, and I'm just going to put a little on the back of my hand. Right? Yep, that's the right one. And then I'm just going to take a small flat brush. Let me see if I can find one. I'll just go ahead and I'll go in with that same brush we used to cut the crease. I'm just going to line the bottom of the brow ever so slightly. And then just with my finger, I'm going to soften that. Just like brightens the brow and lifts the eye a little bit. So then I'm going to go ahead and go back in with the palette. And I'm going to take this first little white shade and I'm just going to go in with a tiny little brush. Maybe. Just this little guy. So this is a Morphe 213 brush. And I'm just going to take a little bit of color and just go right under the brow bone here. And just soften it with your finger. The corner of the eye. Then going in with a little fluffy brush. So this is the Morphe 506. I'm going to go in with the color Keeper here. And I'm just going to go right underneath the eye. And then I'm going to go in with just a smaller pencil brush. So this is a Morphe 321, and I'm going to go in with that color Hive. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a brown liner. So I have MAC Costa Riche. I'm just going to warm that up on the back of my hand a little. And just put that right in the waterline. And then I'm going to go in with just a small flat brush. I have no idea where I got this from, but that's all you really need is just like a small flat brush. And then I'm going to go in with the color Sting, the darkest brown in the palette. I'm just going to lightly tight line this bottom waterline. Then just going in with that same little black pencil brush we used, I'm just going to buff this out to soften the line. I'm going to go back into the face now and kind of finish all of that off before we move on to kind of finishing up. So I'm going to do a little bit of contouring. So I'm actually going to use the color Saddle from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's a sort of like a mid-tone. It has a little bit of red undertone bronzer. And then I'm going to go in with the Morphe 523 brush. It's this kind of flatter bronzing brush. And I'm just going to go right into the hollows of my cheeks. I'm going to really concentrate this color just right there. I'm not going to bring it down. And then I'm going to go into the forehead. And then a little into the temples. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in with the Becca bronzer in the color Capri Coast. And I'm going to take a bit of a fluffier brush. So this is a MAC. I've had it for so long, you can see the number is 168 brush. It's like an angled fluffier brush. And this is what I'm going to bronze my face with. And I just like to take my beauty blender and just kind of tap it out up here so it doesn't look so much like a helmet. Like there's a start and a stop from the highlight to the contour. And then I'm going to go in. I've had this highlighter forever. I probably should throw it away, but it's one of my favorite ones. This is the Laura Geller Baked highlighter in Gilded Honey. It's like an oldie but a goodie. And then I'm just going to go in with this fluffy brush. It's a it's a Morphe 510. And then I'm just going to go again right on the high points of my cheeks. It's just really pretty. Why are you so sad? And then on my upper lip, so I can have a sweaty upper lip like my husband says. And then down the center of my nose. And then just a tad on the chin. And I'm going to go back in with that Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer, and I'm just going to take, this is a Sephora brush. I've had it for a long time. I don't know if they even have it. It's called a number 27 brush, and I'm just going to contour my nose a little bit. So I'm just going to go down the sides of my nose. Take my beauty sponge and I'm just really going to tap that out and soften it. So it does give you a contour, but I feel like it's not too harsh. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of blush. I'm going to go ahead and use this Jouer blush. I'm going to use, it's a duo, so I'm going to use the color in Rose Petal. So this is the Rose Gold Duo. So I'm going to take this lighter color. And then I'm just going to go in with this flat brush from MAC. It's a 116 and just lightly. So now I'm going to go ahead and add some mascara. So I'm going to do the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. So I just went ahead and popped on some lashes just because it's hard to do, like talking to you and to do it also. I'm going to just do my favorite lip combo. So this is the Morphe Sweet Tea Lip Liner, which I love, and then MAC Peach Stock, which is probably my favorite lipstick ever. And this is the final look. So I just feel like this is a super soft, really pretty glam that you can do for the holidays. You can even do it with a red lip if you want to make it a little more festive instead of a nude. Really any lip color will go with this. I just like the all nude look. So I'll just zoom you in so you can see a little closer. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and let me know if there's anything that you have questions about, that you want to learn more about, or if you want to see me do more often, or if there is any new items coming on the market that you're really interested in getting tutorials on. Love you.